let's see here. We'll start here. And Ryan, give us a quick recap of what happened last time.
Charlie, I am the wrong person to ask about this.
Well, I asked Isaac quite a bit, so I need to switch on up and not have him under the bus on those things so much.
I do appreciate that. However, I was in and out of consciousness in the last game.
Guess randomly. We fought stuff and got rewards.
Remember, rabbits biting on constructs.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm drawing a total blank here.
Oh, no problem. For all the guys and gals and those of non-binary persuasions that are out there in our community that love to play and have fun with this game, the quick recap is they have information that they gleaned to help stop this curse of Millersville that they found in a book they purchased that was stolen at one time, that has pointed them to a volcano to get some of the supplies that they need. Along with that, a former teammate of theirs was messaged, and all they got from her, Tifa, was hot help. And so they're thinking that I think it's Ava and Micky are thinking that that may be where Tifa got snagged and carried off to. So they're hoping to find those things. On their travels, about a day and a half out, they were resting, and they got attacked by a strange, deadly beast that attacked Micky, the Warforged, biting Micky on the neck, drawing some black ooze from Micky, which we consider as blood, or you could call it oil. However, maybe a black sap, since he's wooden, from a tree of a sort. So, but they incinerate this crazy rabbit that likes to go for the juggler with divine, radiant magic and fortitude. So we find our mighty, intrepid heroes going ahead and starting the day. It's cloudy out there, and as far as that for today, but it's not terrible as far as the temperatures, but there are clouds out and about, and it's, we'll say 7 o'clock in the morning, and the team is waking up. And let me see here about getting this up over here. Let's annotate this right there. And our team was out about here with the little yellow circle as far as that. So what are you doing, Ava? We'll start with you at this hour.
Okay. Yeah, so we traveled quite some time the previous day, a little extra time, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Finish our watch early in the morning, perhaps. Maybe waking up at a similar time to when other people are. Probably just starting to pack the bedroll up.
You'll
make sure my weapons are in good condition and all that.
As you're doing that, you'll notice that Micky is not to be seen.
I'll look around. Do I see let's see, the bullman,
the mighty Minotaur?
Yes, the warrior
Almanac. You see him, but there also seems to be a slight change about him, and I'll let Alvanac kind of describe that change as far as the visuals.
Okay, so visually speaking, there's not a huge difference there. It's likely more of a feeling that you've got. Ava's a cleric, right?
Yeah.
Sure. Okay. Possibly she hasn't even noticed it before now. But Alvanac has always had a connection with the divine. He was a paladin, you guys know that. And that's probably what's missing, is that sense of his connection with the divine. Visually, the big change is that his horns, whilst still immaculately maintained, have now got runes etched into them. Is the visual difference. And you can, correct things. He's no longer connected to the divine.
Okay.
And Alvanac, are you awake?
Oh yeah, he's probably starting to rise.
Okay. Then Alvanac and Ava, give me perception checks.
Sure thing, boss. Here. Oh, nice. 20.
24.
I lied. 18. I mathed horribly there.
No.
All right. Alvanac, when you're waking on up, you got the proverbial sleep still in your eyes, and you're wiping it out so you don't necessarily see or hear this. You're shaking your head about. But Ava, off in the distance, about 300 feet, you see a figure running towards your towards your direction, not necessarily at you, but towards your direction. And Arthur, that is going to be you, and I'm using your personal because I don't remember your character's name as far as that. So if you could put that in there, rename it, it would be helpful a little bit. But you can describe your character.
Sorry, I thought it was using my account.
You can describe your character coming in we'll say you're coming from, let me get a nice, draw right here. Nice arrow. You're coming from this direction towards them, coming out of the woods and low hills that would be there onto this grassland, going in that general direction. So Morgoth, we'll turn it on over to you. What's your passive perception?
Morgoth's passive perception is 12.
All right, you don't notice them at 300 feet away because they're still, the grasses in this grassy plain is about two and a half feet tall. So with them just getting stuff around, you have a very slim silhouette, so you're not seeing necessarily seeing them at this time, but you're running in that direction.
Yeah, Morgoth is a half orc, very obviously a bit more orc than human. Little, probably average height, maybe a little bit shorter than most would expect a half orc to be. Very well built though, as he is running very quickly. He has a great axe on his back. That's a little bit oddly placed. Doesn't seem like he'd be able to draw it very quickly.
Alrighty, and Ava, you that's the silhouette that you see coming in your general direction. And I'm turning it back over to you guys after I railroaded a little bit.
Fair enough. I think Ava is kind of looking at the circumstance, the person in the distance, the changes to the Paladin and the Micky missing, and decides, especially with what was happening last night with the weird scarecrows and other things, she kind of quickly puts her armor on, packs up her stuff, and kind of straps a shield to her arm and pulls out her mace. And she turns to Alvanek and says, "What happened? Who are you?"
I am. What? I don't understand the question.
She says,
I am Sir Alvanek, defender of Millersville, according to the mayor at least.
She kind of is looking at you closely. Her ears kind of flick. And she says, "Do you know him?" And kind of nods towards the half-orc.
Nope. Never seen him before. He reaches into a scabbard and draws out, nothing. It's an invisible sword, but I guess he's got the invisible sword, so
right,
probably not a big deal.
And we'll say that Morgoth, you've with your running and such, and them questioning and getting prepared, that'll put you've reached 200 feet, and you can see the two figures, because you see one pointing the finger out at in your direction to this other huge looming
What is that?
cow bull looking beast in armor out in front of you 200 feet away, and of course you two guys would see that he's advanced to 200 feet.
Great. Am I running away from something, or am I just like traveling somewhere?
You're just traveling somewhere. However, if you want to be running away from something, that's up to you.
That's fine. I just wanted to check. I will head towards them because new people are always fun to meet. At least that's what Hellion tells me.
Alrighty.
Kind of as you approach, you'll see Alvinac stood, seemingly ready to attack or defend. You said you're carrying a great axe, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's really weird though. It's like between his backpack and his back. Like it doesn't seem like he'd actually be able to use it, you know, at the drop of a hat.
But so you probably recognize the kind of grip that you would normally have on a two-handed weapon. He definitely isn't holding a weapon though. Like he just seems to have his hands in that position.
Oh, I have some javelins. The javelins are readily accessible.
Okay.
I was just looking at my character sheet, like, oh yes, I do have these.
Evelyn says, "What happened to Micky?"
No idea. You woke up. Wasn't he supposed to be on watch?
You were both supposed to be on watch.
I did my watch, and then I handed it over to him.
Mm-hmm.
Now I have no idea where he is. Maybe that fellow knows.
Maybe.
Maybe he's going to kill us.
Yeah. I move forward closer to the half work. I'm no longer in a fighting stance, but I have the weapons out. And I kind of hail you. I say, "Hail, what brings you out this way?"
Adventure. What are you doing out here? That's probably when you fully realize he is in excellent shape as he yells while he continues to run.
Right. We're looking for someone.
Oh, you're looking for? Maybe I saw him.
A woman, fit, has some bandages on arms and legs.
I don't think I've seen anybody like that.
We were told that a person in town said that they buried someone like that out here. You didn't happen to see them either?
What do they look like?
Tall. Male, probably.
I mean, I've seen a few other people, but like 2 or 3 tall males.
I think you would recognize them. I turn back to Alvinac and then say, we should probably get going.
Sure. Did you want to look for Micky or?
That's what we need to do, yes.
Okay, cool. In that case, I am not particularly good at this, but can I have a look and see if I can spot any tracks that we might be able to follow to Micky's location?
Yeah, give me a survival check.
Here's that dog. 14.
You do not notice any tracks except for rabbit tracks.
As you're looking, Morgrath runs up to you guys and goes, "So what are you doing? Do you want help? I can help look for people."
We could use a third person, given that we're down to just the two of us. And that this place seems inherently dangerous to everybody that crosses the land here. But this is your show, as they say.
You're fine. Yeah, you're not wrong. Let's I guess follow these rabbit tracks then.
Yeah, sure. Why don't you come along? I'm sorry. Either I didn't catch your name or you didn't say it.
I'm Morgrath, the hero.
Ava just kind of frowns, and then says, "Ava,
nice to meet you."
I am Sir Alvin.
Nice to meet you too. Where's your sword?
Oh, good point. He sheathed something. Well, he acts out sheathing something, I guess. Don't want to leave that lying around. Somebody's going to hurt himself.
Are you pretending to have a sword, or do you actually have a sword? I can't tell.
Do I actually have a sword?
Huh.
Big axe, too. He points at the great axe that he's on his back.
All right.
It's a magic sword.
Sure.
It's invisible.
Oh, okay.
I can't tell if you actually believe me or not.
I don't know either. I'll have to think about it.
Okay, let me know when you figure it out.
All right, will do.
Excellent. Ava, you said we should follow the rabbit tracks. Let's go.
It's the only thing we found that might tell us where he went.
And you'll see that the rabbit tracks are going in the direction that I have the little arrow on the grid on the map pointing in that direction.
Excellent. We go that way.
Yep.
And you'll go and you'll be traveling. We'll say for an hour, you can see in the grass where knocked the grass down enough where it's relatively easy to follow. But give me a survival check.
Everybody? Or just Ava?
Well, depends on how you guys want to do it. Either yourself or as a team with advantage.
Ava is definitely helping whoever is
All right.
looking for these tracks.
Yes.
Basically just by looking around and seeing if the path deviates, or otherwise just using elven eyes and all that.
Okay, then you guys choose who's going to be the one that you're going to trust to follow the tracks.
Morgrath, are you particularly good at following tracks?
You see him having been only following you two. Look around, probably miss the tracks and go, nope.
Great, I'll do it.
All right.
We have a 2 on the first slice. I have advantage on this, right?
Yes, you do.
Thank God for that. All right, that's much better. 17 total.
17. You lose sight of the tracks.
That is.
It's like all of a sudden they just stopped.
Guys, we might have a problem.
I look around for somebody trying to ambush us.
Okay.
No, not that kind of.
Give me a perception check.
I too ready myself for combat because that seems like what we're doing.
26.
All right. You see no one. But
No. Oh,
But
off the one side of where the grass was trounced down that was kind of covering it somewhat, you see a hole in the ground.
I'll move over towards that.
Okay. It's about a 8-inch hole in diameter. In diameter.
Okay. I say, well, I don't think Micky would fit in that. As I pointed out to the rest of the group.
yeah, probably not. He is somewhat larger than that.
I don't think very many people would fit in that hole.
Maybe there's magic that could let you do it, but I'm not the magic expert, so.
Oh, come on.
Yes. Anyway,
No. I'll do it this way.
seems we're at a dead end.
Can't do that.
Is Micky good at tracking?
I don't think he is. I'm not sure though. Actually, he might be okay. Yeah.
Maybe we could leave like breadcrumbs for him. And we could just continue with the original mission. Like if we made our track obvious to follow, that would probably help. And then he could find us again.
Sure. Yeah. Charles, is there any is this field mostly just like tall grass and mostly unkempt, or is this
Yes.
like okay? Does that mean that there's a number of small to medium rocks that I could possibly find in the immediate vicinity?
Well, what do you call a medium? The small.
Small would be like the thumb, the final digit of the thumb. Medium might be closer to palm sized.
Then I'd say yes.
Okay, so I go ahead and gather a number of them and stack them in a pile.
Oh, okay.
And then I'll like take one and kind of put it, like dig it into the ground, but sorry, don't bury it, but kind of make sure it's wedged into the ground, but like in the direction we're going for this pile.
Oh, okay.
And then say, all right, if he can follow the rabbit tracks or ours, then he should find this.
All righty. And it's about noon by the time you get to where you're at. As far as that, is there anything that you guys might want to do other than setting up a sign for someone to follow you?
I don't think so.
All right. And you'll travel on. Who has the highest passive perception?
I have to guess. I would say Isaac.
Ava.
Yeah.
22.
Basically. I would be correct in guessing maybe.
What's your passive?
22.
22. Okay. How do I do this? Okay. As you're going further down and the day seems calm, nothing out of the ordinary. And let's see here. But you think oh, come on, I want to we'll take you. You're up out there. You think that you see something passing through the clouds. You can't make out exactly what it is, but you would think that maybe it's only about medium-sized, humanoid size to give you a swag at what it may be, or size-wise.
Right. Yeah, I probably look at it for a bit as we're traveling, just to watch it as it goes. But I don't have anything to. I don't have any reason to interact with it, so I let it as is. Just kind of keep an eye on it.
Okay. And this day goes uneventful. It's we'll say about 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It seems rather quiet. Maybe you might almost think possibly too quiet.
That is what I would think. Probably so. Just at a so, I should have said this first, because I remember we said it last session, but I don't know if it was clear. I think we were going to be traveling at a very slow pace, so that we could get a longer rest in, or otherwise, not strain ourselves moving.
Yeah.
Especially with Micky missing, I don't want to move too quick.
Yeah. No, that's not a problem. So it's
okay.
Like I said, it's about 5 o'clock. At 5 o'clock in the afternoon. I adjusted things there because you're tracking, which is slower pace to do that, to meet some of the DCs that were reasonable, and like that. That's why you're only where you're at on the map.
Totally fine by me.
Slower is the slower pace.
Yeah. So yeah, if we've been traveling for maybe actually it might even be 8 hours based on when we woke up.
Well, you woke up at 7. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So
2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we've been walking for a long time actually, so we're probably good. Yeah, that'd be 10 hours if it was a normal pace, but only 5 if it's a slow
After traveling with Morgrath for some time, you guys are starting to realize that he doesn't seem to have a lot that he's good at. He's nice to be around. He's a pleasant conversationalist. He can be moderately stealthy, but that appears to be about it.
Now you did. Morgrath is half orc, right?
That is correct.
So a moderate conversationalist. That's more for a half orc, is very gregarious.
Yeah.
Perhaps. Yeah. Yeah, I guess what Morgrath would notice probably is that it was on edge. Yeah, and it is not a very good conversationalist.
Yeah,
probably.
and Morgrath is trying really hard like he doesn't know why you're on edge, and he thinks it's his fault, so he's trying really hard to make that not the case.
Well, that's reasonable.
Is there something in particular he says to tries to talk to me about to do that?
I think he would try. He probably tells you about some of his others' adventures and helping people, and like he's trying to tell stories. Like he's not very. He's relatively straightforward, so it's pretty obvious that he's trying to tell stories that make him seem like not a shifty dude.
Okay,
and that he does try to help people.
Sure. Are the stories about does he exaggerate how good he is at doing things, or does he try to like ham up the people he's helped, as it were? Is he going for not shifty? Is he aiming more towards he's really cool, or is he aiming more towards he's really nice?
Probably more towards nice. He doesn't really bother to play himself. There's the various interjections. He gives himself titles, but as far as describing what actually happened, it's a lot closer to like a theatrical play-by-play instead of like actually like trying to up one or another person.
I don't know. Like he keeps talking about having killed a half giant by himself, and
yeah,
he doesn't. He doesn't tell that story.
Wait, he doesn't?
No.
Huh.
Yeah.
You'll remember his current title is Morgrath the Hero, not Morgrath the Half Giant Killer.
That is, yeah.
I suppose so. So, at some point after the stories, after you've been talking about stories for a while, and I guess probably Ava and Alvanek have been like trying to keep a good direction, to make sure not veering off course. Ava says, do you ever do anything for yourself? Like, do you ever want anything for yourself?
Yes, I'm working towards it now. First you start out as a hero, and eventually I'll be known as Morgrath, the Destroyer of Evil. But I'm working on it.
Why?
Why not? That, I have decided, is what I'm going to do.
Decent answer.
Yeah. Yeah. Ava's smart enough and wise enough to be like, yep, that's the conversation that's going to go nowhere.
Does Ava have a decent insight, right?
Very decent insight.
Okay, cool. So the other change that you definitely pick up on, it occurs to me when you were talking about being conversationalist or not. Alvanek used to be pretty good at talking to people. That is no longer the case.
Yeah, Morgrath does add after this, though, seeing that you're somewhat dissatisfied with the answer. He says, yeah, that's how most people react when I say that. But seriously, that is what I want to do, and I like helping people, so it seems great.
It seems great until you get yourself killed. That's all I'm going to say about that.
But wait, Morgrath the Destroyer doesn't fall. I haven't gotten there yet. I'm still working on
it. Eva's looking at it with such incredulity and turns to Alvanek and then says, "What happened to you?"
Excellent question. I'm not convinced that he currently knows that there are runes on his horns. Yeah, no. The connection between myself and I've decided he does. The connection between myself and my god is much less than it used to be. I can't really feel it anymore.
Well, I'll maybe throw you a bone here. Maybe after the rabbit attack, maybe you started questioning the state of things, and so your deity kind of pulled
Yes, I
back.
can work with that. Okay, yes. So you know how we were attacked by rabbits?
Yeah.
What? My paladin order was a particularly ancient one, and was very much geared towards protecting the natural world and nature. I didn't especially care for being attacked by rabbits, but also apparently attacking rabbits in that way was some sort of breach of my oath. Or something, I'm not entirely certain. Long story short, my mother, when I was a child, taught me some basic runes for strengthening yourself. I have decided to use them as a replacement for my paladin powers. I shall become the strongest rune fighter that ever there was. That'll have to be enough, because I don't have anything else.
If this is your god entity that you served, Source of Divine Magic, was angry that you killed some rabbits.
Well, not exactly. He was angry that I started questioning him after the rabbits attacked us. In
Why?
hindsight, I have no idea. Wait, why did I start questioning him, or why did he get angry about it?
Yes.
I'm stupid and he has anger issues? I don't know. Or at least I used to be stupid. I feel like the runes may have enhanced my intelligence. Possibly at the cost of my ability to talk, probably.
Well, we should probably keep going. And Ava, who had been mostly keeping to the back of the group, kind of moves up front and still isn't going at a fast pace or anything, but
all right, give
get a
me
sense that she is firmly not interacting with either of you.
give me a survival check, Ava, since you're in the front.
Seems good to me.
I would assist with this, but given that you are choosing to interact with us.
I mean, you can try to assist, but that's up to you.
She's not going to accept my help. That's true.
16.
All right. You feel like you're still staying on proper course.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, and I just keep going and set up camp.
How much longer are you going to travel?
I'm probably going to travel until my legs start to feel tired and then stop. But we are traveling at a slower pace.
Yeah.
So hopefully that would help that a little bit.
All right. I'll say you make it just about right there then. As far as that. And you went another couple hours. So it's 7 o'clock at night. It's starting to get dark as far as that. What are you guys doing? I want we'll start with Morgrath since I haven't heard a whole lot from him. Then we'll go to Alvanek, and then we'll finish up from Ava. As far as what you stop for camp, what are you doing during this time as you're setting up camp? Take it away, Morgrath.
Morgrath is just he's trying to help with whatever he can. Like he'll do as much as the other two let him. As far as setting up tents goes, gathering wood for a fire if they actually want a fire.
You won't find much wood out here.
Okay. He'll spend a little while looking for what he can. It's kind of awkward right now, so it's a perfectly fine excuse to walk away for a little while.
But if you're looking for that type of stuff, Morgrath, give me a survival check or a nature check, whichever works best for you.
We'll go with survival. Yeah. Let me grab a dice. 16.
Okay. You won't find any twigs or wood, but you'll find enough dead grass in here that's dry enough that you figure would make a fire starter. And there's large kind of roundish dried at first you think they're kind of stone or something, but as you pick it up, you'll realize that it seems to be bison dung.
Okay. Would this stuff smoke? Like if I grab some more grass, would it be able to smoke?
The dry grass be your kindling. That will smoke, and the dried bison dung will burn, but it'll burn fairly hot, but it gives some smoke.
Okay. He'll spend a little more time actually and see if he can find some stuff that will smoke.
Well, you would know that if you threw some of the live grass, the green grass, it would smoke.
Okay, all right. He won't pick any right now then. Yeah, he'll come back and he says, I found some stuff for a fire. I know we're looking for somebody. If we get a fire going and then put some of this green grass on, it'll smoke. It might help them find us.
That should be fine. It's not a bad idea.
All right.
Nice work.
Shall we so? But that's what Morgrath is doing.
Oh, okay. Alvanek.
Alvanek is probably still working a little bit on kind of finishing off these rooms that he didn't quite get finished off last night. And seemingly satisfied with the runes on his horns. Then takes off his armor and starts to draw runes on his chest. Just in anything he can. Like he's just making the rune mark at the minute.
All right. What are you using to make the draw the runes?
Anything that I can.
Are you using charcoal?
Charcoal is fine.
Chalk, soap, stone, knife.
Well, the knife will come after I have. That's his plan. Is he's gonna kind of draw this on with something that isn't, so that if he makes a mistake, he can kind of redo it.
All right.
And get it perfect before he actually carves it in. So let's see what we've got here. I have an ink pen from my background in the Boros Legion.
Okay.
So yeah, ink pen, excellent.
All righty, that's what you're doing. What type of rune are you trying to put up on there?
So this is just a rune that I'm going to use flavor-wise for his third level feature.
Okay.
it's nothing. It's just a kind of basic rune that will link the rune sets that he has on each horn back to himself, and actually he'll use it to activate the ability.
All right, no problem. I just trying to figure out story-wise.
Yeah, so this is a rune that will allow him to grow in size effectively.
Right.
He'll become a large creature when he activates it.
Alrighty. Ava. You have a smelly fire going. You got a scholastic minotaur working studiously.
Yep. I'll kind of see that. Just kind of watch for a little bit. Almost absent-mindedly. When the fire is actually put together, I'll light it.
Okay.
With thaumaturgy, I believe that's what you can do. I will also check up on the materials that we had gotten on the wagon, as well as the dog that who's been pulling it for us. Just make sure that there's no injuries on the feet or, signs of damage on the wheels or axles or anything.
Okay. It looks in suitable condition.
Okay.
And Bowser looks healthy enough.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll take the food and water out of that, and available for people to eat and drink, including Bowser. Yeah, and maybe we've kind of stacked them up. Maybe what I'll do is the wagon 4 wheels or is it 2?
2.
2. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll find like a place where I can dig up some dirt so that the front is a little bit higher, basically. Or maybe just like if there's like a nearby hill that we can set up camp on, just like put the wagon so that the harness is kind of leaned up on something.
The nearest hills are off in the distance to the
yeah, I'm not looking for like a giant hill. I'm just looking for a change in elevation, and if not, I'll just dig. So I'll just dig like a mound basically, and prop them up, maybe like a 1-inch mound.
Yeah, and that's what you'll have to do because this grassland is virtually fairly flat. Prairie like.
Yeah. Okay. So when everybody finishes that and everybody's eating, Ava will ask Elvinek, why'd you come out here?
Where? To Millersville?
Sure. Yeah, to Millersville.
I was kind of traveling past when I ended up in Millersville.
Are you looking for something yourself?
No, I was just not as such. The Boris Legion likes to send people out into the world to assist those in need, but also to kind of keep their ear to the ground, if you like. If that makes sense. Keep track of what's going on in the world.
Sure. I don't know much about the Boris Legion. Where's that? Do you know where that's from? Can you tell me like what it does? What it like? What is it?
Charlie, in this world,
Isle of Norse.
Thank you. I couldn't remember the name of it. Where? Let me just pull up Roll20. I think that has a world map on it. Where in the world is that, Charlie?
It's
far to the
hold on.
south.
I'll
west.
I'll go ahead and Let's see here. I'll stop the share here. And then what I'll do is I'll bring up the whole world.
Oh, he's doing that. If you had brought food out, Morgrath would have asked if you would let him cook it.
Oh, yeah,
Sure.
Yeah,
I bring you food out when you're like, oh, let me cook it. I hand you what looks to be like boiled chicken.
Great. He'll make like a little bit of a soup out of it. Maybe a stew might be. He can probably do a stew.
I want to actually assist you with this because I also took proficiency in cooked utensils. Maybe the first time ever that parties had more than one person with cooked utensils.
And it's funny because with Create Food and Water, it's flavorless. So you guys are really like using your skills.
Yeah, using skills and spices.
Yeah. It's like, wow, we have a lot of food and 2 shifts. Okay.
This is great.
All right.
Weirdly nice.
We are going to be one of the best eating adventure parties ever.
I'll tell you right now, you took in strangers with this party so easy.
Yeah.
Time and time again. It's amazing. But
Yep.
Isle of Doors is right over here, Almanac.
Yes.
And you guys are right there.
Okay. So the Boros Legion is an organization that operates out of a small island far to the west of here. And slightly south as well, I think, although my geography is not great. Called the Isle of Doors. Now, there's actually a number of organizations, guilds, if you like, that operate from that location. The Boros Legion in particular, our main goal is to make things right when we find people exploiting others or those kind of petty tyrants that try and assert their domination over a small sector of the world. We fight for what is right, either individually or when the situation calls for it, in larger numbers. We fight to establish order and harmony within the world. I'm out here gathering information and keeping an eye on this part of the world.
That doesn't sound like a guild. It sounds like, I don't know, a city watch.
Well, it is, in some ways.
Okay.
But the city that I'm from doesn't really have anything like that as such. Well, it does. It has us.
Yeah, I understand now.
But we are attempting to spread our presence in the world, and so in order to do that, we need to send people out. We often work with an organization known as the Azorius Senate. They're trying to come up with a formula for the perfect society, but I don't think they're actually close, or they like to think they are. I say we often work with them. Others of my guild often work with them.
Yeah. I think we're a bit far out from any official
Perfect
lawmakers.
Society? Yeah, no problem.
Well, I suppose I have some good news for you. I'm not from here per se, but I'm not too far. I'm based not too far from Millersville. And there's not a lot of other cities or towns, at least that I'm aware of. So I guess if you're looking for the bastion of law and order, you found it. Well, you found it a few miles back, but
Millersville is the bastion of law and order?
Around here, it's the only law more Law and Order.
Place is a mess. Like, no offense
I mean,
to Millersville, but I was there, 2, maybe 3 days, and we were attacked by bandits. They have a Baylor trapped somewhere under the town. And like all right.
Yeah.
Back
Anyway.
home, this kind of thing wouldn't be allowed to happen.
Yeah.
They'd have sent people out to deal with it a long time ago.
Yeah.
I mean, Baylor's really. I'm entirely certain exactly what a Baylor is, but I believe it's some kind of demon. I hate demons.
And you, Morgrath, what brings you out of here?
Adventure.
You
You were waiting for me to ask you that, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Are you part of a adventurers guild?
Wait, are those a thing? No.
Yes,
You might-
they are a thing, but good to know.
They're usually a pretty good way of finding adventure.
Wait, really? Where do I find one of these?
I have no idea around here.
You find a city that's not Millersville. Well,
I don't
to be
think
fair-
Millersville counts as a city.
to be fair, Millersville probably does have jobs that adventurers would be gladly hired on to do. We're doing 1 or 2 of them now, and there's 10 or 12 of them that it probably could use help with.
Oh, great. Where's this Millersville?
Northeast of here, about 2 days travel. It's across the river.
Actually,
so-
right now where you guys are at, it's 1, 2, 3 days travel,
3 days.
basically,
Yeah,
depending on how you go.
I don't correct myself.
No, I'm just putting that out. So
Good to know.
metadata.
Yep. You'd have to cross a river though, and something is distinct. Well, one of the jobs is that their crops are currently in a bad position. In the sense of we avoided going into their farming fields.
What's wrong with their crops? Do they have plant monsters or something?
Pumpkins that wink at you, scarecrows that seem to follow you when you're not looking, bananas or corn that is misshapen, a bunch of other stuff.
Where's the nearest city that isn't Millersville?
It's about 2 or 3 weeks down south. That's actually where we're going after we find who I'm looking for.
Okay. Do you guys mind if I just accompanied you all the way there then, after we find this person?
I'll move it so you can actually see that city.
Don't see how I would prevent you from doing so, nor do I particularly see a reason to fight you over it. So, no.
He seems a little sad at the end. He's like, if you don't want me around, I can just go. I don't want to make you that uncomfortable.
Everybody makes Ava uncomfortable.
I mean, I came into town with 2 friends of mine. Friends of maybe a week or a month, depending on which one you're talking about. And at this moment, and met many other people there. 2 or 3 other individuals, a Minotaur like you, Alvanek, and a number of other people. I have been told the friend that I knew for about 2 weeks was dead and buried. The Minotaur we died and we buried. kind of. And another person in town who was getting along well with went missing some time ago, and I think it's still in Millersville, probably. Oh, and my friend of about a month recently disappeared last night. So you'll have to excuse me for the road rash of new people and that I've and losing people I know of about.
That seems like a serious curse.
Yeah. Let's hope it doesn't follow us. But anyway, we should probably head to bed.
Sure, I'll take the first watch.
I can take second.
Are you content to take the watch?
I'm just put me wherever you want me.
Great. You're on third watch.
No problem.
Okay. Sounds good. I take the cart that I've kind of leaned up a bit with the dirt, and take my blanket and kind of get up next to it, just my back against it, and trance right there.
Okay. First watch.
And I will call over if you want some cover from the rain. I motion to the cart and then go back to trancing.
First watch.
Yes, it's me.
Roll me a d12.
Well, that is not what I expected you to say. And then started rolling the d20 before I actually d12 is going to be a 9.
All right. Your evening watch goes quiet.
Okay, cool.
Almost graveyard quiet. Second watch.
All right. I will
roll me a d12.
I will. And I will also prepare my spells as pretty much immediately after I get up. Because that is the time that my order does so. I rolled a 12.
Okay. Roll me a perception check at disadvantage.
Okay. Yeah. Pathetic 11.
All right. What you get is you hear a familiar cackle in the sky. You can't make out where it's coming from. As far as that, but you also hear a splat, like a flesh ball hitting a hard wall or something in that manner. With that perception check, you don't know exactly where. You're just picking up the sounds, and that's probably, I'll take some agency here and say probably because you are in a certain amount of commune with your deity, preparing your
spells. Yeah.
Spells.
Well, I will try to finish preparing my spells. I understand I don't have much light right now. But I will cast. Well, so I do have my mace, which provides some light. It's a bit less than a torch. and then I will actually cast light as well. I'll try to cast light on a coin that I have in my pocket from yesterday.
All right, no problem.
And so I'll kind of, look around a bit with it so I can see a bit better. But if I don't see anything in particular, I'll just put the coin back in my pocket to conceal the light.
You don't notice anything in particular
Okay.
for what you'll be able to see with the light.
I think I will cast invisibility then on myself. And basically move closer to wherever they're, probably closer to the cart where we've tied up Bowser and maybe where the other party members are resting, and just kind of wait with my dark vision, hyper perception and all that, just see if anything happens now that I'm not around.
All right. Third watch, just so I can see. Roll me a D12 so I know if there's going to be multiple events.
All right. Which number do I need to roll for bad things to happen?
Well, a 12 would guarantee a bad thing.
All right. Let's see what we got.
Roll
I only got a 9.
Okay, nothing.
Okay.
So, let's see here. I'll roll a D4 for this. Let's get that out of there. D4, mighty D4. 1 will be Bowser. 2 will be Alvanek.
Yep.
3 will be Ava, and 4 will be Morgrath.
Does the invisibility change that?
Nope.
Okay.
Anybody but Bowser is acceptable.
Yeah.
3.
That sounds like Ava to me.
What
Goes
invisible
invisible.
person?
Gets whopped in the head with a frying pan just immediately.
So let's see here. Why don't we go ahead and roll initiative?
Love it.
I am not good at this, I think.
Okay. Maybe that's why I got
Pretty
hit.
good.
Oh,
Ava, shameful.
Very shameful.
Holy cow, let me get this. I need a whole new sheet of paper for this.
Yes.
Ava is a mighty 3. And let's see here. We have, what's Albernac?
Almanac is 19.
19. Okay. And what is Morgrath?
Morgan has a 20 initiative.
Oh, okay.
Sure.
All right. So let's see here. And my guys right there. And right like that. All righty. And then what will happen is, let's see here. Let me get to their stats. Okay. Yeah. Let's see here. And ooh, does a 10 hit you, Ava?
No.
Okay. And that's kind of their surprise. So we'll jump up to Morgrath. You doing anything?
Do I see anything?
Yeah. When I get a hit, is it like, you know, like a sound of like some metal on metal, and I make some sort of noise, or?
Well, if they didn't hit you, you don't you wouldn't notice it.
Okay, fair enough.
Type in this. Yeah, after we kind of get into it, you'll maybe understand, and then maybe
Sure.
I'm just running it wrong too. But
It's all work. It's all good.
no, I'm just saying.
I'm mostly wondering for Morgrath's sake because I'm not sure what would wake him up.
Yeah, but
Yeah, lacking a danger that I can act on. I think Morgrath does nothing.
yeah, I'm just with the initiative round. I'm going to run it through that until things, events kind of change onto that.
Right.
So Morgrath is sleeping. Alvinac.
Also sleeping.
Okay. And let's see here. Come on. And they miss again. So Ava, what are you doing?
Do I hear anything that's missing me?
Give me a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay. Seems good. 23.
You you'll hear what how would I want to describe this? You'll smell and rather than hear, you'll smell fresh dirt close by. Fresh earth.
Like the earth's been moved.
Yeah, moved, dug, burrowed.
Yeah. Okay. At this point, let me see if this works. Yep. I will put my mace away. It's just on like a frog, so it probably still produces light. But I then take the holy symbol from underneath my breastplate and present it and use Radiance of the Dawn. Any magical darkness within 30 feet of me is dispelled, and additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet of me must make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, that killed Joy.
Other stuff happens, but
let's see here.
You attack me with a mysterious enemy? Fine, I nuke the area.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. The darkness is my ally.
I would definitely say a 3 would fail that save.
Yeah.
So what happens?
Yes. A creature takes radiant damage equal to 2d10 plus cleric level on a failed saving throw and half as much on a successful one.
Okay.
Creature that has total cover from me is not affected, though. Worth noting.
Oh, he has, if they have total cover from you.
Total cover, yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me the damage.
Yep.
Because there's definitely...
I realize I don't have this set up on my thing, so let me...
There's definitely a...
something happened.
Some that don't have total cover from you.
Okay.
Or... Well, I'll say they don't on some of them. I guess I could technically say they did, but nah.
Yeah.
All right.
18.
All right.
And that probably wakes some people up, as it is a giant blast of holy light.
Okay. Yep. Brightness strikes. And let's see here. Morgrath, what are you doing? All of a sudden, the day hits you upon your cheek.
Morgrath rolls to his feet, almost panicking. Did he oversleep? Did they leave him behind? Wait, no. What's this?
Yeah.
He looks around. He's like,
you don't
what's the deal?
I'm gone. I'm still invisible.
So he's just like, he's saying that out loud. So you could answer, or Alvin could answer.
Right.
He's just like, somebody tell me what's happening.
Right. Let me double check that. Attacks or cast a spell. Yeah, no, I'm still invisible. Yeah, I will say something is burrowing in the ground. I can't see it, says the air in Ava's voice.
And you're still over by the wagon, correct?
Wagon, yes.
Okay. So in that general direction, you hear Ava's voice, whether it's from the opposite side of the wagon, like the sleeping inside the tipped up or underneath it, you would not particularly know.
All right, so we let's see here. He will run up onto the wagon and then pull out a javelin and ready action to throw it if he sees something try to come up and bite somebody.
All right, that'll take up all your actions. Alvinek.
Alvinek leaps to his feet.
You hear all the same thing that Margaret just heard.
Yep. And says, all right, I guess it's time to take this for a test run. The wound that's still healing on his chest where he's carved this rune in after he drew it on. He mutters something in a language that you would recognize if you spoke giant. And he grows to be a large creature as he draws his great axe.
Okay.
And then he will do the same thing. He's going to go ahead and ready an action to make an attack against anything that jumps out of the ground.
All right.
Or comes out of the ground.
And Morgrath, a 4 does not hit you, right?
That is correct.
All right. And I'll allow Alvernek.
Yep.
Since you said you were looking for readying action being triggered if you see something on the ground, roll a perception check to see if you happen to see.
I was on the wagon, I will note. Does that affect if I can be targeted or not? Like if I'm on the wagon, I imagine it'd be a lot easier to see something if it comes out from underground.
Well, yeah, that does make a difference. So let me, well, that's why it couldn't hit you. It hit the wagon. I'm not going to retcon all the way back, re-roll. That's just not right or fair to you guys.
All right.
That's going to be a 23 to hit. Natural 20.
Your perception?
Perception, yes, that.
Okay. You'll see a small black purple worm at the edge lip of the wagon. It's all of about 2.5 inches.
Great. I hit it with my great axe with my ready action.
So a 2.5 black worm.
So go ahead and swing. Batter, batter, batter.
Can I throw my javelin at what he's attacking?
You had a ready action as well.
Yeah. But, all right. Go ahead and Morgrath, roll me a perception check to see if you happen to notice it.
It's a 24 to hit.
All right, that'll hit.
Let me see here. I got a 17 total for perception.
Perception, you don't notice it. As far as that, and roll your damage.
Yes, because I'm big, I get to add a d6 to this. 15.
Let's see here. Okay.
Give me a second. Get to reroll 1s and 2s on my great. Okay, so we have 13 plus 4 for 17 points damage.
What type?
Slashing.
Okay, so half of 17 is 8. Alrighty. And you see it kind of split and burrow back into the ground.
Slashing damage is a bad plan, guys.
It splits in half and just keeps going. Oh boy.
It's split in half and then both parts of it burrowed into the ground.
Exciting.
He says as he draws out a light hammer, dropping the great axe to the ground.
Let's see
It's
here.
the only thing I have that deals bludgeoning damage. Even my horns deal piercing damage. How disappointing is that?
Oh, that's good. Yes. And they're up. Does a 10 hit you, Alvernick?
No. Even though I don't have my armor on, my +1 dexterity means that my AC is 11.
That's fine. Ava.
And I see that one that attacked?
Well, you when it comes up to your turn, you can check and see.
I've already... All right.
You check for the one that he was striking at. There's multiple there, Morgra.
Right, that's what I'm wondering is would this trigger my ready action to attack? Like I'm trying to attack something that's attacking allies.
Yeah, but you're all right. Roll to see. I'll give you that. It's not that. It's a fair enough debate, not debate, but stance.
I got lower this time, 15 perception.
Okay, no, you didn't see it, so.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
Ava will kind of. We have pretty good light with the moon touch mace. She kind of tosses the. She kind of holds the coin out with the shield hand to see a bit better, and I'm guessing that there's a lot of shadows. It's like middle of the night and a lot of objects.
No, you got the carts. You got the Bowser, the grass itself around there, but also you got your party members.
Yeah. So Ava will say, do you want me to burn never mind, and just touches the cart. Actually, let me double check. I can do this. Isn't being worn or carried. Okay, yep. She touches the cart and casts daylight on it.
Oh, okay.
So now 60 feet of bright light with another 60 feet of dim light, and the cart is producing it. It's the object that's shining, so it no longer produces shadows.
Yeah. Okay. No problem.
Once I do that, I look to see what it is that might have been hiding in the darkness before.
Give me a perception roll.
All right. Do I have advantage?
No.
Okay. 24.
All right. You see some small holes in the ground where you were sitting.
Mm-hmm.
And you see over by the end of the cart, you'll see a couple small holes that were there. And over by Alvernick, you'll notice a couple of holes in the ground that are as big around as, I'd say, a half an inch.
All right. So some sort of honeycomb hive thing. Okay. That is all she can do this turn. But she is, she's like, looks around and goes, oh, and she's no longer invisible.
Yep. Morgara.
That's your turn.
I guess I'll just do the save ready action.
Okay.
He says, I can't see them. I don't know what's happening. Sorry, I can't be of more assistance.
Hopefully now you can.
Alvernick.
Yep.
And
Oh,
more
no.
crap. Just to be prepared, I'm go and roll me and a perception check and have it on cue.
Got it.
Oh, and I could do the same thing. He'll hold his action.
Okay, give me a perception check on cue.
Yep, I got it.
Alrighty. And let me see who's the lucky stiff now. Sweet. Oh, let's see here. And I'm pretty sure that will go ahead and hit Ava. 17 hit you?
No.
No? Okay.
I got so much AC right now.
All right.
Yeah.
What was Morgrath and what was your perception check?
Mine was a 17.
17. All right. You didn't see it.
I am on the cart though, which is like well lit, so I don't know if that helps.
Yeah. No, it's actual line of sight issue. With that Morgrath. Not Morgrath, Alvinic.
My perception check was like a 6.
Say what?
6.
Oh, you don't see it either.
Yeah, no, I figured.
Yeah. Ava.
Okay.
Your passive would see it because you said your passive's a 20.
22.
Yeah. All right. It's 20. So it's 20 or higher. So it would see it. Down by your foot, you see this black 2.5-inch worm coming up from the ground, trying to get into a weak spot in your shoe or your ankle.
Yeah.
Whichever way it is.
Boot in the metal boot in this case, which might be the reason why it's not getting anywhere. Okay. So I say there's some sort of worm. They're trying to bite her feet. And then what I do is I go over to Bowser, who might have woken up at this point.
He's definitely awake with the light and the noise.
The noise, yeah. I'm gonna try to move Bowser kind of up onto the cart with Morgrath. It might be enough weight that the mound doesn't hold, but I'll see what I can do to get Bowser away from the ground.
Okay.
And then, and I'm just leading him over. If that's an action, if he resists, let me know.
Give me an animal handling, and then we'll go from there.
Okay. 24.
He goes over there fine.
Okay.
And gets into the cart. It's not going to cost you much.
Okay.
He's trained enough where you gave a command and pointed to the cart, and he went.
Yep. Okay. And then what Ava's going to do is target the ground, preferably avoiding targeting Alvinic. Actually, preferably avoiding targeting Morgrath, and I guess the dog as well, and cast Sleep in the area. So she doesn't mind hitting herself or Alvinic because she knows that's where they're coming out from, but the dog and Morgrath might be low enough HP that it would be concerning.
All right, roll your HP that you can affect.
Yep. 25 HP.
25. All right. Bowser falls asleep. And
so I was trying to specifically avoid Bowser and Morgrath. Is that possible?
No,
because I know it's an AOE, but basically I was thinking the feet around me and
Yeah, but it's what the AOE is 90 feet
No, that's the range.
range. Okay.
Let me double check the AOE so I can.
Yeah.
I think it's 20 feet. I
Um,
could be wrong.
range is 90. It doesn't say it there. Let me just do this. Maybe this will tell me. Nope, that didn't tell me. Do this.
No.
How about that? There we go. 20-foot radius. So yeah.
Yeah. So you went down by your foot, right?
I was trying to hit the area that included the ground that I and Alvnek was standing on and avoiding the cart.
Okay. Then that's easily done then. How many hit points does Alvinic have?
Give me a second here. 30.
30? Okay, then you're not affected. Ready? And
that is my turn.
We basically can say you're out of initiative.
Okay. So it's like a moment of silence. Look down at my feet. I think I got him.
We should remember that for next time.
What did you get him with?
Magic.
Yeah. She doesn't even try to describe it further.
Oh, so you killed him?
No. We should probably not be on what must be like a hive or something. We should probably move. And we'll just sleep in if we need to.
All right, let's get moving then.
Yep. Hitch Bowser up to the cart. Find some other portion of land, maybe 100 yards away or something longer.
Okay.
Something like that. Plus,
you can go 100 yards away. You leaving the fire burning?
was it burning by the end of
Yes.
Alvinix Watch? I'll put it out. Let me see if there's something I can do to put it out.
How are you putting it out?
That's what I'm checking.
Are you making noise? Pounding the ground.
Yes, that is what I'm doing. I'm pounding the ground. I'm stamping it out. You figured it out. I mean, unless somebody else has a better solution. I guess the first thing I do is hitch up. The first thing I do is hitch up Bowser to leave.
Do we have extra water?
We do. We have a ton of extra water.
Yeah, if we have a ton of extra water, we can just pour water over it.
All right. I guess that's what Morgraph does.
I supervise.
All right. Then we're out of an ish.
Okay.
And you move that 100 yards.
I say, is this far enough, you think? I have no idea what those creatures are.
Yeah, I me either.
Morgan says, I've never had to deal with tiny monsters like that before. I have no idea.
Those are very weird. Can I roll a nature check to know there?
Yeah, I'll let you.
I mean, maybe there's a different check. That's
I'll let you use nature or arcana.
Yes. I'll do nature. 6.
You think they're black worms?
Yeah. Well, I've heard that the most dangerous creatures are called purple worms, so maybe these are just black worms.
That sounds reasonable. I've heard of these purple worms that can swallow adventurers whole.
Perfect. Be in agreement. We'll mark it down for.
Way is that perfect?
I mean, do you have any issues with the naming of purple worms?
Oh no, my issue was with worms that can swallow people whole being called perfect.
Yeah, it really feels like it might be better to be like giant worm or like man-eating worm.
I mean, presumably they're called purple worms because they're purple.
Oh, I guess that's a good. I guess I don't really know that. I can't think of any other reason. I guess we should probably therefore call these ones something that is more appropriate to what they do than their coloration. Although that is a kind of a major aspect of what they do. I don't know.
Sneak attack worms.
Yeah, or something.
What's a fancy word for surprise?
Shock? Although shockworms might have the wrong connotation.
Right.
Definitely.
Stealth worms? Nightshade
Snakes
worms?
are snaky. Maybe we should call them snake worms.
Maybe hive worms? Because there's a lot of them.
That's not bad.
Anyway, is this far enough what you think, or
You asking me or you asking your
I'm
team?
asking my party members? Get out of here, Jim. You're
Morgrath
not part of the game.
eyeballs
Oh,
it,
wait.
and he says, well, as long as you can do your magic again, if it's not, we can just try again later.
I can't.
Oh, let's go a little bit further then, just to make sure.
Okay. Another 100 yards, and we
All
start
right.
resetting camp up.
And what are you doing for camp?
I guess I'm continuing the rest of my watch, and I guess we don't have the cart conveniently leaned. But other than that, is there anything we need to do in the moment?
Are you disconnecting Bowser? Are you tipping the cart up?
Maybe we should let Bowser sleep on the cart, just to be safe.
Yes.
Be safer.
Let's do that.
Yeah. We'll kind of move things around so that Bowser can have a place to sleep, and then yeah, that's what I do.
Starting another fire?
I don't see any reason why we would.
Yeah, I don't think we need another fire.
Okay.
If Micky didn't show up with the first smoke fire, we probably don't need him to show. He probably won't show up with the second, especially not in the middle of the night.
All righty. The rest of the night, after you get resettled, goes quietly.
Once I start getting tired, which is probably a little bit earlier than I normally would, because of the fights, I'll shake Morgrath up and say, "Morning, it's your watch."
All right, I got it.
I can just rest against the cart.
Okay. Got to go all through. Morning breaks. You guys, this is the 3-day mark from Millersville, so you have gotten a full rest.
Yeah.
I'll be generous.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think any of us took
the
damage.
combat would have negated it, but it really wasn't a large combat, so you really didn't overstrain yourself. The only one that put the most strain is Ava.
Maybe, yeah.
With casting spells.
Yeah.
Yes, this was not for lack of trying on Morgrath's part, though. Just goes ahead and do anything.
That's right.
But I'll give you all I'll let you have a long rest. It's been 3 days. You're in the wilderness, trying to be safe.
Yep.
Warm, comfortable.
Seems
and
good.
The morning breaks. We'll call it 7 o'clock in the morning.
Seems good.
It's cloudy, grayish, but not black. Almost the beginnings of maybe or possibly storm clouds, but you're not sure.
Maybe we should pick up the pace. Maybe we can find a place with a bit more cover before that
Okay.
drops on us.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay. Pull food out from the wagon, water, feed Bowser, and all that. I believe our supplies are at least another day or two more before we start running out, but I won't worry about it for now.
Alrighty, and let's see here. Select this, and you guys are moving. Oh, who's leading?
We'll volunteer over. I said we'll volunteer.
I mean, I can, but
Whoever's leading, give me.
I just have an okay stat.
Give me a survival roll.
Yeah, but given that nobody else has proficiency or an okay stat.
Okay. 22. And the ability to roll above 15 every time, evidently.
Oh, man. You're killing me.
Yeah, that's the big one right there.
I'm not having,
yeah.
I'm not having fun with this environmental situation.
So
but
sad. I'm sorry. Hero, roll with disadvantage. Give me
no.
Just kidding.
But we'll say you get moving, and it's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon on this following day. And roll me initiative.
Okay.
15.
Okay, we have a 16, which is Alvinac.
I know 15 for Alvinac.
Oh,
1 5.
Okay.
Yeah. It is worth noting, though, I should check whether that has to be active or not. I believe one of my rooms makes it so that I can't be surprised.
Well, I don't think you're going to have to worry about being surprised.
Oh, that's
I
fine.
also have a 15 initiative.
He can go first. That's fine.
Okay.
I have a 13.
Disappointing. Where's your 15?
Okay. And a 13 for Ava.
Wait, do I not have that? Okay, turns out I don't have that rune anyways. It's not wrong.
And my measly 3 for my monsters. Hence why you're not surprised. Morgrath.
Yes.
You give me a perception check. Or no, better yet, what's your passive?
12.
Okay. You see some movement in the tall grass out in front of you.
How far away is this from me?
We'll say 60 feet.
60 feet. I shall advance.
But all you see is the movement. Okay. So you advance 60 feet.
No, I will advance 30 feet, alert my party that there's movement in the grass, and then prepare for an ambush as I take the dodge action.
All right. Alvernac.
Alvernac draws the invisible sword and runs it along the rune on his chest. He'll then take the blood and wipe it on his right horn. And as he does so, you see him bulk up just a little bit as his strength raises by 2.
As his what?
His strength raises by 2 for the next minute.
Okay. No problem.
And then I move up next to my new barbarian.
All righty. Ava, you see this going on.
For dramatic purposes, I will also move up so that when the camera pans, you see all three of our faces lined up in a row, ready for a fight.
Yes.
But I do immediately prior to that, I do look at Alvanek and go and say, "Didn't even have to work at it yet, all the ladies." Anyway.
All right. So you're
Fine.
you guys are 30 feet from the movement in the grass.
That
Correct?
is correct.
All
And
right.
I took the dodge action in case it wasn't clear.
Okay. Out running into the grass, you see coming towards each of you is 3 boars. And they'll move on up. And let's see here. There's 3 of them, 3 of you guys. Oh, there's actually Bowser, but he's in the back. So,
yeah.
Let's see here.
This is happening like during the day, right?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Damn. I got. Let me handle this crit miss and this crit hit. 1, 2 on a D6. I'll let you, one of you guys roll the D6 for me. Will be, we'll say Morgrath. 3, 4 will be Alverneck, and 5, 6 will be Ava.
No, I don't want to roll the D6. Somebody else can roll it.
I can roll it. It's 4 is what I rolled, whoever that was.
Me.
All right.
It's because you didn't roll.
Fine.
And you got lucky. Let me see here. And now roll me another one with the same standard.
All right. 3, same person.
Oh, okay. You got unlucky. Yeah. Okay. And roll me one more time.
Sure.
Are they going to gang up on him?
Yes. 4.
Yes.
Oh,
all right.
no.
Does
so
Alverneck
pausing here for a second.
Yeah.
I will use warding flare on one of the attacks.
Okay.
I will figure out what that is in a moment, but go ahead and take the roll. Do the first one.
Well, first thing, does a 12 hit you, Alverneck?
I have heavy armor.
Usually
of being hit by such a low number.
Okay. All right. Oh, that's what I was going to do. I need percentages to see what the heck happens here between the critical miss and the critical hit. We'll do the critical miss first. Ooh, a 97. Stupid monsters. Critical miss, 97. Okay. Damn, I got to roll damage. D8. He takes 1 point of damage. Okay, great. And but this is the one that's gonna D10. Let's see. Come on, 1. Come on. No, 5 turns. Sucks. Okay. The one with the 12 is gashed by his other buddy that is coming on through at Alverneck. They're looking at him like he's coming toward, like they're coming towards their feast. And the one with his tusk gashes the other one. He's stunned for 5 turns, and he takes 1 point of damage as far as that. And now let's see how we're going to handle the crit hit.
So just to check, I think I've picked up on this in a couple of UAG games now, but I didn't see in the document. There's a critical hit table and a critical miss table.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It's not always used, but it's been used for both of Charles's games.
I like using it when those things come up because just for the RP flavor.
Mm-hmm. I actually have a similar table, but it's more specific. It's not 5% of the time.
Okay. And you were going to try to stop something there, Ava? Yeah.
So technically how it works is I see that you rolled. I don't know if I see what you rolled, but I see that you rolled.
Yeah.
And then I can decide to use Warding Flare or not. So I'm using Warding Flare on one of the attacks that is being made against.
Well, I won't let you waste it on the critical miss.
Yeah. It depends on whether I get to see what you rolled or not. Well, if I saw a 20, then I would say that one.
All right. That one. I got to re-roll it.
Yep.
All right. That's
disadvantage.
That's all right. And good thing he misses. So all three misses.
It was like one going for his neck and then the sudden flash of moonlight.
Morgrath, it's up to you.
That's
those
right.
Suckers.
All right. Let's see here. One of them is seems like it's much worse off as it was stunned by an ally, one of his friends.
Stunned and damaged.
All right. With my bonus action, I shall enter a rage. And as I do this, claws grow out like Wolverine style. Or actually, no, my hands just straight up transform into claws. Which deal 1d6 slashing damage on a hit, and when I take the attack action on my turn and make an attack with my claws, I can make one additional attack using my claws as part of the same action. And I shall head over to the stunned one and try to beat him up.
All right, you'll take a 5-foot step to get over to the stunned one since you're all on the line.
Yes, I shall step forward. Stunned grants advantage to hit, right?
With melee weapons, I believe.
All right. Excellent. Let's see here. I forgot what my modifier was. So
actually, I'm wrong. It just says attack, not that it has to be melee, so it could be a range.
Excellent. Well, I'm attacking him in melee, so it's fine either way. I got a 24 to hit with the first claw.
Okay. Roll the damage.
I am back, I think.
Okay.
Damage is 12 points of damage.
Describe your kill.
I walk up while he's stunned and immobile. I jab my claws just right into his throat and tear it out.
All right.
And with my second attack from this, I shall round on a different boar. Natural 20 to hit him.
Okay. Give me some percentage dice.
Percentage dice. All right. Let me see here. Where's my d10s? Here they are. 75.
Ooh. All right. You do the normal 2 times the damage, but you also disarm them. So what you do is you take out one of his tusks.
All right. I got 11. 11 points of damage on the crit. I did not roll very well on the d6s.
That's doubled.
Crit damage is double the dice plus modifiers, right?
Yeah.
Yep, that's the double then. Okay. 11 points of damage.
Oh man, he is bleeding pretty good, tossed, thrown out onto the ground, but he's still kind of up.
All right, rules question. I know if you're using light weapons, you can attack with like a punch. Am I allowed to? I have claws for hands. Does that mean I
Okay.
can attack with a punch?
Yeah, that's considered a natural weapon, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
Are you?
Oh, wait a minute. I don't have a bonus action. It's a moot point. I cannot attack because I do not have a bonus action.
Okay.
So that is the
Yeah.
end of my turn.
I also believe that if you have a natural weapon, that's a weapon attack, not an unarmed strike. Unless it specifically say you can use this instead of an unarmed strike. Technically.
No, but
Yeah.
I'm going on trying to remember because that was in Sage Advice.
Yeah, I was wondering about dual wielding.
And as far as that, but
yeah, with dual wielding, you as long as it's 2 light weapons, that's fine.
Yeah.
Unarmed strikes are considered light weapons, I believe.
Okay, they are not.
But
they are not considered. They don't have any weapon properties. As a result, unarmed strikes don't qualify for anything that requires a weapon property, as per Jeremy Crawford.
Interesting. Does that mean if you take 2 up in fighting, it still works, though? Because that removes the quality of light?
No.
Anyway, whatever. I'm not worried about it right now.
Yeah. All right. That was Morgrath. Alvernet.
Yeah, I think I took some damage whilst I was disconnected.
No, you didn't.
Your ally saved you.
Yes, Ava saved
excellent.
you by posing a disadvantage upon the one that had the crit on you.
So all 3 of them missed?
Yes.
Nicely done. How many of them are still alive?
2.
Ava's after me. All right.
One is definitely very bloodied.
Yeah. I'm not currently big, but I am currently... Sure. He'll go ahead and smear some blood onto his other horn and activate his other rune. And you see his skin kind of thicken slightly as he gains resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damage. Because I do not fancy being hit by more than one of these at a time. And then I hit it with my invisible sword. I steal the kill, or I attempt to.
Go ahead and roll to see if you hit.
It's 12 on the dice, and we're at +7.
That hits.
5, 6, 7, yeah, 19.
Roll the damage.
2d6, 10 plus 5 is 15 points of damage.
Describe the kill. Well, first thing I need to ask, which one was it? The bloodied one or the
bloodied one? Yeah, yeah.
Describe the kill.
He kind of moves up beside it as his skin grows tough, kind of round to the side of it, and then swinging an invisible sword, brings his hands down and its head falls off.
Oh, okay.
It just decapitates it. And I guess actually... Wait, I thought that was when I... Yes, I hit with a melee attack. I've used my bonus action, however, so never mind.
Ava.
Okay. Ava raises her weapon, ready to one-shot this foe in front of her, just like the rest of her party. Then kind of looks and realizes no possible way that she's going to be able to do that with just her mace.
Well, you got to hit first.
I do have to hit first, but I don't have to use the mace, I think is the important bit here.
Well, that might be. You might be able to do it with the mace. I don't know.
Oh. You know what? Yeah, I want to see if I can one-shot him with a mace. Solid plan. 10 out of 10. Wood plan again. Yep. It's this. It's a this. Does a 6 hit?
No.
It does not. All right. So I swing and miss. Can I see the other two that have been killed? And I will say, I will say to this boar, I will kind of look aggressive and be like, get, show, you're done. That's what I do. I threaten it with my further death.
Only death lies this way for you.
That's right.
Does an 18 hit?
Hit me? No.
Yes. Okay. He charges and tries to gore you with his tusk. Oh, and that brings us up to Morgrath.
I shall advance upon him. This is the last one, right?
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna murder him. I'm on a reckless attack to give myself advantage.
Okay.
Let's see here. Does a 14 hit? Kind of low.
Yes, it does.
Awesome. Let me roll a second attack and I can roll damage altogether. Aha, 21 to hit on the second attack.
Is that a natural 20?
No, 21 total.
Okay.
Damage is, let's see, on 2 attacks, I get to add my full modifiers. So this is 6, 12, 18 points of damage.
Describe your kill.
This one, I probably strike him across the eyes to distract him for a moment and then lay his belly open.
Okay. You are now out of an ish.
Very impressive, Morgan. Very good.
Thank you. Happy to help.
And you have 3 dead boars.
Well, that solves the problem of what we were going to do for food after we ran out.
I mean, I can make more food, but pork definitely sounds like a good meal.
I agree. Pork is the best.
And we got some good cooks, so even better. We're not going to be able to haul this. We're not going to be able to haul all of this all the way. So we're going to need to.
But we have a cart.
Yeah, we're going to cut it up here, though.
Oh, sure.
Rather than just like throw them on the cart, because we have a bunch of pots and stuff we need to bring with us. So yeah, I will assist where necessary with my knowledge of skinning and such.
All right. Give me whoever's going to skin and butcher. Give me a either nature or survival. Both would be proficient.
I will help somebody else do this.
Great. I guess I'm making the check then.
Okay.
This is survival, but nature is fine.
I have proficiency in nature, and a decent int. So I have advantage on this, right? If I've got 2 people helping.
Oh, you got, as long as you got someone helping you, yeah, you got advantage. That's
right.
Standard stuff.
That was 2 decent numbers with a 17 and an 18 for a total of 23.
All right. You don't have any problems going ahead and skinning and making up your major cuts off the boars.
Seems good. You guys are carrying an axe. Actually, Ava kind of looks at Morgrath and says, "Do you use that axe for anything?"
Sometimes. I can only. I prefer to attack things with primal ferocity because it looks cooler. But I can't do it very often. So the axe is for when I can't do that anymore.
I have a thing we can use your axe on, and I point at the tusks of these things. Are they pretty long, or are they pretty short?
They're fairly short. They're only about 2 inches at the longest,
Okay, never mind.
and about as big around as an average human's thumb.
Yeah. I say this, and then I look and I go, never mind.
Well, if you wanted the tusk with Alvinek's butchering skills that he's displayed and such, he could cut those out. You got one that's on the ground as it is. They got ripped out.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, sure. Tusks aren't worth nothing, so skin, tusks, meat. That's probably the stuff we take from them.
Okay.
All right.
How are you going to preserve the meat?
That is a good question. Ava says, I can preserve them tomorrow. But for the moment, the best I can do is just clean it up, and then we can store it in jars that we've emptied from eating, or we can just eat what we can and burn the rest for the land, whatever. Are any of you? Never mind.
Okay.
Morgath says, all of these things sound great.
Sure. Let's eat what we can. We'll have a feast. We'll store some of it, especially the skin and tusks. Those don't go bad as quickly. Maybe we'll have another meal's worth in the jars, and then the rest will just bury.
Okay. Now, are
offering
you
to the earth, I suppose?
are you eating this where you disemboweled and butchered it?
Are we eating?
Are we eating it where we killed it?
Oh, right. Probably not. I'm guessing that we put 2 meals worth for everybody. Maybe give some preemptively to Bowser, and then
What if we cooked it? Would that allow it to be preserved for longer?
If you smoke it, yes, you can.
well, we wouldn't want to do it where we killed them.
No, but we don't need to waste the meat. We can smoke it.
Okay, yeah, sure, yeah, that seems good. Okay, yeah, so we'll move some distance away from where we killed them.
All right, so I'll move you. Come here. Right up about there. And by the time you're all done with that, we'll say it's about 6 o'clock in the evening between moving, the butchering, the combat, and such. So, are you going to make camp to smoke this, or?
I think we are.
Yep.
Okay.
I will say to Elvinek, would it be helpful to you to make sure there isn't any diseases in the meat?
I mean, it wouldn't hurt.
Or would smoking get rid of it?
Can I make a nature check to see what he would know about that?
I don't think it's so much nature as it is survival.
Okay, sure.
But yes, you can.
17.
17. You would be able to know that if smoked right, it would stop basic bacterial growth. But if not smoked right, it can increase it, make it a breeding ground. You'll know that. Also with that, you'll know that if you have salt that it can help preserve it also, or honey.
Yeah, it's natural.
We have neither of those things.
Well, hold that thought.
We have a little bit of salt for seasonings, but not enough for like a large scale smoking.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have a set of cook's utensils that I'm assuming has some salt.
Yeah, like yeah, we'll have some seasonings, but not nearly enough for what you're gonna need to smoke this much stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Well, let's give smoking it a go, and if it doesn't work, we can leave it behind.
Sure. Seems good.
All right. Who's going to do the smoking?
I will assist somebody.
Okay.
I don't mind giving it a go.
All
You
right.
guys are proficient in cook's tools, so
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, are you? Okay, then use
both of
your.
them are.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Then use your. We have gourmets here.
That's right. So
Give me give me a cook's toolkit check with advantage.
sure.
I'll use since you have that. I will use that as the check.
Do I add a skill modifier to this? And if so, which one?
Oh, like a wisdom or intelligence.
Yeah, you
or
need
whatever.
like a base skill.
I would say it's wisdom.
Okay, in which case we're looking at 21.
All right. And so I got that number and I know how to deal with that. So it's taking you, to have it, you're going to need a fairly decent fire, and that you'll have to set up your cook apparatus, your tripod to hang the pieces of meat on it, over it, and try to have enough smoke going on up with low dry heat. And you'll take, do you got a tent?
Do I have a tent? I believe so.
If you have a tent, you'll know you'll have to wrap it around the tripod to hold in the smoke to get the best advantage with the roll that you got. And you'll know that it's going to take you probably about 3 or 4 hours worth of smoking time.
That's fine.
Yeah.
He has a tent. I decked him out as a kind of things that you would find on a soldier or legionnaire.
Okay.
So,
Yeah. I'm sure that the cooking supplies probably help with most of this. But if they need something, I believe something that can deal with the heat to let the smoke go through, I actually have a sensor.
So, well, then that'll work. Yeah, they could use that.
That'll be mighty fine.
So.
Cool. Oh, yeah, wicked. I will start smoking the meat.
All right.
Get everything set up just right.
Okay, so the meat won't be done till about 10 o'clock at night.
Not a problem.
As far as that, so you guys going to set up watches?
Yeah, we could keep some meat back to cook and eat now, right? Like we can just cook it over the fire. We don't need to smoke stuff that we're going to eat right now.
Yeah, stuff you're going to eat right away. You don't have to.
Yeah, we'll do that. And since the smoking process is going to take as long as it is, and Dave is not super helpful with it, she will actually trance while they're smoking.
Oh, okay.
The stuff, and then once they've finished, the 4-hour trance should be done. And so she actually can take watch for the entire evening if you guys want to have a good night's rest.
Yeah, that sounds great.
That would be amazing. Thank you very much, Miss Ava.
No problem.
Gotta love elves.
Okay. That's going along, and everybody give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, no. What have I done? All right, 18.
Okay.
Ah, 6.
Well, I
Okay.
guess. Is this against poison?
No.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
I have a 15.
Okay. As far as that, Ava, you hear in your head, possibly, or out in the open in the night air, coming across a screeching female cry, and you are somewhat frightened in the frightened state.
Okay. Is this after I finish my trance?
Yes.
Okay. I kind of look around. I'm guessing I don't see anything. Pull my mace out.
Roll a perception.
Oh, you want me to use the skill that have super high modifier in? Sure. How about a 16?
You don't see nothing,
All right.
but you do hear that.
I people are
And
probably sleeping.
that's what I was going to say. What is Morgarath and Alvanite doing? You sleeping, as earlier kind of thought for course of actions?
Guess so. I guess it depends how soon after the meat finishes smoking this happens.
What? Okay.
If it is sleeping time, Morgrath will be sleeping. If it's not sleeping time, like where we'd be socializing, he's socializing.
Okay. Morgrath is sleeping. This isn't right after the meat curing, so it's, we'll say, about a half hour after the meat's all done.
Yeah, I mean, I would guess that Alanek is probably starting to get ready to sleep, but he's like he's not going to sleep at 10:30. He'd be up at like 4:30 in the morning.
Okay.
He'd probably, knowing that he's going to get an uninterrupted amount of sleep, will head to bed around midnight.
Okay. You
just easier.
see Ava looking about pensively.
I don't know if pensive is the word, but yes, looking about for sure.
All right. Instead of pensive, we'll use the synonym warily.
There we go. Anyway, perfect. Yeah. I will turn
Ava, what's
to
up?
Alvanek and I'll say, "Did you hear that?"
Did I hear anything, Joes?
No.
No. Hear what? I mean, you are significantly better at noticing and hearing and seeing than I am, so it's like that's not unusual.
Yeah, that's sometimes strange noises come over the wind, and I sometimes hear them. But I don't know, this sounded unnatural. You can see
check it out.
her hands shaking a little bit, the one that's holding the mace like a torch. She says, "I don't see anything. Do you?"
No. Do you want me to go and have a look?
Where would you go to have a look?
Where did you hear the sound from?
Do I have a sense of direction, Charles?
No, you don't. It made you feel like it was coming from all around you.
Yeah, and I'll kind of listen for a bit, kind of look around, and I say, "I don't know where it came from."
Right, give me a minute. He'll take a walk kind of at the edge of the firelight, just around the camp.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
16, 17, 18, 19.
All right. You don't see nothing but grass kind of swaying lightly with a gentle breeze that's coming across the prairie.
I don't see anything out there.
Maybe it's nothing.
Yeah.
And the frightened condition only lasts for one round.
Okay.
Effectively, it's just enough to set the tone.
Yeah.
All right. Well, sure. You feeling okay?
I kind of think look and I say, I could be better, but I didn't feel like today was particularly much worse than it has been. So,
It's not saying much, though, is it?
Right. As I said, sometimes I hear things that are carried some distance. I'm sure it was just distorted or something. Don't worry about it too much.
Well,
I will. I'll see if Sayanine has anything that can help me with.
if what? Sorry, I didn't catch what you said.
If Sayanine has anything that will help me with this.
Sure. You know where I am if you need to talk.
Right.
He'll kind of go back to minding his own business for the next couple of hours before he heads off to bed.
Yep. And being that it's 10:30, it's almost certain that there's a moon out tonight, so Ava will prepare some spells at this point.
You don't see a moon.
Does it look like there's
a lot of clouds? Yeah, there's a lot of clouds.
Okay, that's fine.
That's the only because, like I told you earlier, it was gray and cloudy.
Right. For sure. Yeah. Yeah. She's not waiting to see the moon. She just it's the time of night where the
moon and that's fine as far as that. I just didn't want you to think that you're seeing the moon and and then all of a sudden you get struck by a bolt of lightning from a cloud and downpour happens and it's like, where'd that come from?
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Characters are probably not super likely to be worried upset to get struck by a bolt of lightning because they'll be dead.
It depends on the character, I suppose, but yes.
Depends if it's a real bolt of lightning or just a taser.
That's right.
I guess that's true.
Excuse me. But that's your evening.
Yep.
And it's uneventful other than that until it comes to 7 o'clock in the morning. Boy, I like that time.
And we get a short rest, right?
Yes, you will get a short rest.
Cool. I get my runes back on the short rest. It is, because using both of those in that bullfight would have been real stupid if we weren't getting short rest.
It would have been pretty rough, yeah.
Oh, I have to keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
More rest interruptions.
That's right. Perfect.
Evil DM laugh.
That's right. Yes, exactly. Figured it.
But
your doom is nigh.
Yes. So it's morning, 7 o'clock. You have a very poor scent of cheap bacon wafting around the campsite.
Seems good.
Hey,
I want to look to Morgrath and say, did you want to do breakfast or lunch today?
He shrugs. I don't really care.
All right, I'll do breakfast. You take lunch, and then I guess we can do dinner together.
Great.
I can do dinner, Eva says.
You did dinner once before. It was good. Yeah, sure, you can do dinner if you want.
All right, fine. You guys can do dinner.
Like, Almanac has a -1 charisma at this point. He is not a good
that
liar.
was exactly the response I was looking for.
I mean, it almost sounded to me in my mind and around my family with some of the discussions of that is like, yeah, okay, you can do dinner. I can handle a PB&J.
Right. Yeah.
What Almanac's thinking was more. I'm resistant to poisons now since I did that rune, and I have a relatively strong stomach anyway, so I'm sure one night won't kill me.
Exactly. Yep.
What are the
Nothing
chances
else.
one meal will kill me? Pretty low.
Yeah, who knows? Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
I can't even remember who I said was doing breakfast. I think it was me. Alvanac starts preparing some breakfast using some of the meat.
All right. And no problem. The meat tastes smoky, but not a lot of flavor. You really didn't have like an oak or a mesquite or like that to add flavor to it, but it is for future reference. It is safe. It's smoke cured, so it'd be good for a period of time.
And he has he has his cook's utensil, so he's got some herbs and stuff to spice it up a little bit.
But that's the situation with the meat that you guys made for rations.
Awesome.
How many rations were we able to make, Charles? Just so I can.
Well, you could put it down that you got what would for a fair meal per person plus Bowser and like that. You have enough there for 5 days.
Okay, cool. I hope everybody likes pork because it's what we're eating for the next week.
Well, I've got. I can add some boiled chicken to it, but it's not going to be as good.
Boiled pork and grass smoked. Boiled chicken and grass smoked pork, delicious.
Delicious.
Oh boy.
We'll be buying a whole bunch of salt later. I'm sure it'll be fine.
It is better than a lot of other adventurers eat, though.
It is a lot better.
Yeah, no kidding.
And you do know one of the things that you're looking to get is at least 100 pounds of salt.
100 pounds of salt. Yep.
Great. So when we kill 3 boars on the way back, we'll be able to salt the meat. Excellent.
Yep. Just make sure to. What we learned with this is that we need more than 100 pounds of salt.
Yes.
Yeah.
105.
So 200 pounds of salt.
Right. I don't
know.
We will eat 100 pounds of salt over 3 weeks.
I don't know if Bowser could pull 200 pounds plus what you got.
Yeah, no kidding. Anyway,
just like my D&D game yesterday, I ordered a dumper truck full of salt. So we filled 2 bags of holding with salt and still had some left.
Holy cow!
And I mean empty bags of holding.
That's a lot.
Turns out the thing we wanted it for couldn't even be used for. It was great.
Well, at least this has a use.
That's right. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. The next day, as we're traveling, at some point, Ava says, "Oh, and by the way, there's a little something that should be able to help for whatever it was that I heard last night, assuming it shows up. But I decided against the magic that would keep the food good because the smoking seemed to work. So
Yeah, awesome.
All of you will hear some howling in the distance behind you. It seems a ways off, but it does seem like it's coming towards your direction. I mean, I'm not even going to have you roll because it's just that obvious. Because this prairie has been so quiet. That's like the only sound that you're hearing at the moment. And it's breaking that graveyard quiet.
Are we talking like wolf howls?
It's
maybe a howling wind?
It could be considered wolf howls. It could be possibly something else, but yeah, something akin to that. It's not the wind howling as Ava is afraid of.
Well, I've never eaten smoked dog before, but
I'm feeling just maybe the fur would be good enough to sell. Yeah, I'll turn, shield up, weapon out. I'll keep an eye on the back, I say, as I basically just walk behind the rest of the group as we continue moving forward.
I'm like 3 levels higher than ours.
And you don't see anything there, Ava.
Well, we've got a couple of options. We can continue onwards, but I don't think we're going to be moving faster than wolves, so eventually they're going to hit us from behind, or we can go and try and track them down and deal with them there.
Let's continue moving at the regular pace we have been going, and then once we reach the end of it, or maybe a little before the end, we can start preparing for an attack in the evening if that happens.
Okay.
All right. Morgrath messes around with his great axe so that he can draw it if necessary.
All right.
He's got to put it into like a proper holder.
Ava kind of looks and was like, "What?
No claws today."
Okay. Sure. And continue on our way.
And the rest of the day's travel up until about 5 o'clock in the evening is uneventful. At this time, as far as that, you guys going to make camp or go on further? And you see a large mountain off in the distance in front of you.
Doesn't look like we could reach it tonight.
No.
Okay.
You're talking, give me a survival or nature check, and I'll give you an answer.
I'll give you that. How about a 7?
You think you won't reach it for another 2 days?
I think that's our destination.
Mountain? Great. We're almost there.
Could be a while still. Yeah, I think we set up for the evening. But Ava will say, is there anything we should do to get ready for a fight? Maybe let Bowser off the leash?
That seems good.
Yeah, although if he gets himself killed, I'm not pulling the cart.
I don't think any of us here could. Actually, you look like you could.
Yeah. I probably could. I am not, however, a pack animal.
You look like it.
I
Yep.
don't say that.
I dare you to say that to his face.
The GM can say it out of
That's
the
right.
air of the GM. He had to say that.
That's right.
I agree, and he definitely does look like it. But say it to his face, see what happens.
That's right. So it will say, yeah, maybe just tie a knot that's easy to untie.
A slip knot.
I don't. A what?
A slip knot. It's a knot that slips, or so I've been told.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard that definition specifically, but I think I know one or two that would meet that description. Let's see. Oh. Maybe also leave a jar of the food lid on, but maybe off from like at the edge of camp, just in case they decide that it's the food they're going after. We can just kind of knock it over and they would go for that instead.
All right, great. You're insightful, right? Well, Morgrath, like, these are like amazing ideas to him, and you're starting to get the feeling that he hasn't really ever thought about going into a fight this much before.
Okay. That's right.
Yeah, this idea of preparation is somewhat foreign to Morgrath, apparently.
Yeah, he's looking at this like he's like, wow, this is so smart.
That's right.
I should remember to do this more often.
I cast a light on a coin. I say, I'll just keep this in my pocket. And I'll just take it out when they show up. But we do need to have watch. Sit up and yeah.
All right. Well,
It's about 5 p.m. at this point, right?
yeah, I said it was 5 p.m. If you take the time to set up camp, by the time for camp to all be done, it'll be 6.
All right. Do you want to do something similar to last night? Ava, if you rest, we set up camp and cook. We'll let you finish your trance. We can eat. It seemed to work fairly well last night. You're way better at noticing things than anybody else. So,
in general, I would. Sorry, Charles.
I was going to say, and right here is a good spot to leave it.
Okay.
As far as that, because we're getting close to that hard stop, and I'll tie up the loose ends, and then we'll be there at the hard stop to allow the folks to go that needed to.
Cool.
As far as that,
I will say this real quick. Ava says, "That sounds like a great idea. It is much harder to trance when you are literally cooking food next to me."
Good one.
So maybe wait to do the cooking near
later.
the end. Yes.
Got it.
Yes. Anyway, continue, Charles.
Yeah. You guys will go ahead and have 1 XP.
All right.
Because there was none of these encounters that are lethal.
6 meter 5.
And then on top of that, you'll get a rare occasion. I'll give you 3 inspiration points for role play, staying within using your skills wisely, in my opinion. It's only my opinion. So, and staying utilizing those all the way, and really the good RP. So I think it's worth it. Don't think you're going to get it all the time though.
Yeah, once the standard reaches this level every session, it's like, well, I guess you have to work even harder for the next one. That's how it works.
But really, you guys, each of you played in well. The only thing I would say, and I understand it and whatnot, is the open acceptance of this guy, big old hulking guy, running towards you with an axe on his back and saying, "Yeah, come join us. Oh, I like you. You can have my back. Yeah, But y'all played it well and worked within it. So that's also one of the reasons that you got what you got.
Yeah. Go ahead.
I think sometimes it's, we definitely could have spent more time on interrogating his character, but in a session that we know has a hard time limit.
Yeah. It's not productive.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's sometimes you have to kind of hand wave things like this when you've got new players coming in, or
I played it a bit. There's still a bit of something there with Ava. I think the problem is actually. So I will out of game say this.
What surprised me with Ava is I'm getting a message over here. Ava's going to bring up the back, and then next thing I know, Ava's leading.
Yep,
giving her back to him. It's like she's fickle.
Yeah. So basically, it's to describe this better. Basically, Ava thought that this was somehow set up by Alvanek, because Alvanek pretended, quote unquote, to be a paladin, wasn't too distraught, as far as she could tell, about losing his paladin abilities. And then this half orc shows up and he's like, oh yeah, big strong half orc. Oh yeah, I'm an adventurer. Why don't we just keep going and not worry about it? And so it was like, okay, this is somehow a setup. But the thing is, Ava can't really do anything about that because it's 2v1 and they can nuke down the boars. So, at the beginning, she was just acting really cautious. But after talking with them a little bit, she was like, fine, I'll just pretend that you guys are probably okay people.
It probably helps to some extent that Ava is very insightful and Morgrant is not deceptive.
Ava would stand a much better chance in a fight.
I think Ava would stand a better chance than the boar. That is true. But there's a certain level where it's like, okay, either I'm going to travel through this who knows what field by myself because I'm suspicious of the two people have contrived something, or I'm gonna keep traveling with them and see if they slip up. And what it ends up being is that Ava is so insightful that it's like, okay, there's something weird going on, but I don't think you necessarily are the source.
Yeah.
And those boars, they were so low level that.
Well, no, my point was more, I think Ava would probably stand a decent chance because Ava can cast Fireball, right?
She can.
Yeah. A Fireball, if I fail that deck save and I'm not good at deck saves, Fireball kills me. Like, I've got 30 hit points.
Yeah, but a Fireball, I almost certainly fail myself as well, which would suck.
I mean, sure, but we'd be dead and you'd be alive. So
I'm not saying that she. Again, I'm not saying that she doesn't think she can't take you down. I think
that's part of the reason.
It's just like the problem is, I don't know if she can take you down and deal with whatever it is that might have been the cause rather than you. So she's like, man, I'll go with the enemy I know rather than the one I don't.
Yes.
But yeah, so she started by like walking in the back and be like, hey, yeah, you guys go for it. I'll keep an eye on you. But in the end, it was like, I think it was like 2 days, and the fight with the black worms, or it's like, okay.
I like to think it was their cooking that did it.
That might have done it.
I could kill these guys, but then I'd have to eat boiled chicken.
Boiled chicken with no flavor. Yeah.
And I hopefully you like the black worms.
I very much didn't like them. They were a pain in the ass.
Good.
What was the DC to see them?
The DC to see them 20.
I was never gonna see those.
Yeah, they're 2.5-inch black burrowing creatures. Like 20 is almost like the only the reason for the daylight spell obviously was to be able to see them, but like they still have the cover of the ground and stuff. Like
yeah, I gotta say, yeah.
And that's the one thing that saved them from the first attack. That if they were up above, would have wasted them all.
Probably, yeah.
No, probably it would have, because they're the swarm's hit points was only what was it, 32?
Yeah, it would have hurt him pretty bad.
Yeah.
But anyway, you get the idea.
Yeah, I have to say I don't like them because if I'm trying to protect something or somebody, I can just stand there and die. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah, swarms are always a tricky thing because in 5th edition they've kind of made them just another creature, but like that's not how swarms normally function.
Yeah,
I think the way that the easier way to think of it is once they go below half health, a lot of swarms have a mechanic. It's like, oh, well, it does less damage. I don't think you kill half the swarm, though. I think it's like you've done enough damage to weaken its offensive capability, and then once you drop it to 0, it's like whatever's left is gone. It becomes a null factor, is the way I think of it.
And with that swarm, I just I every round rolled to see who it was going to attack. As far as that, on a random, because it has blind sight,
right?
And that's why on the invisible it didn't
matter. Yep.
Yeah. As far as that, but they were able to hit you anyways, and that would have been the cool effect.
Right.
Dog.
Yeah,
hopefully,
I'm quite glad we didn't get hit.
Yeah.
But hopefully you enjoyed it. I'm hoping I made it fun for you. As far as that, and hopefully you're getting closer and closer to an aspect of the story. So hopefully some of the other players will be able to make it, because that would be even more fun. But I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in about 2 weeks.
Yep. Sounds good. Yep. In the future, we might decide to start later if Johnny is doing stuff. But just for tonight, I was like, I guess I better, because I thought the 3 hours would be enough, right? It's like I somehow got back-to-back things I had to do, like I had classes till like 4, and then we start, and then I have thing happen at 7. So it's like.
There again, if the majority, if we can get the majority together, the hours will be flexible, and I'll listen. If I got 1 or 2 people that, hey, can we start a half hour later or like that? And there again, this is one of the games where, because of the European players that initially started it, and having Ryan here, I'm trying to be sensitive to their sleep cycles.
Yep.
Yeah,
I will say. Sorry, go ahead.
No, good.
I will say, for me, I usually can't make this time slot. So if it started like a half hour even to an hour later, I would be able to play regularly.
And I think I might have said before, but like, I fairly regularly, the game that I run on a Tuesday starts at 4 a.m. my time, or like 8 PST. So like the time zones for me are, I'm so used to playing at your guys' time zone now that it just doesn't bother me. Especially because at the minute we're in lockdown, so I'm not working anyway.
Yep.
Like I'm not. Even when I am working.
Guys, thanks for playing.
Yep. I gotta take off. I'll see you guys.
All right. I'm just trying to be sensitive to people. That's all.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that.
I think we'll see where Johnny's at, and then make a decision.
I know that usually the half hour later would be
great for him, I think.
Yeah. So that,
at least
that is a distinct possibility of doing.
Yep.
All right. Thank you very much, guys.
Yep. Have a good one.
Yep. I'll talk to you all on Sunday.
Yep. Bye.
See ya.